There's a lot of Oscar buzz coming out of early screenings of Battle of the Sexes. It came out limited release last weekend. It's going wide this weekend. I got a chance to watch it last night, and I have to say, I really thought this movie was okay. It's very not worth all the hype it's getting. Unless you like tennis, the last third act of this film is just tennis. You watch body doubles for Emma Stone and Steve Carell hitting a tennis ball back and forth. Personally, that doesn't excite me. If you're into tennis, you might really like that. As for the rest of the film, Steve Carell, Emma Stone, they are fantastic. Not quite sure if either of them are worthy of the Oscar hype surrounding their performances, just because this is a very feel-good movie. We don't really get to explore a whole lot of dramatic depth to these characters. This film, unlike its real-life subjects, does not take chances. This is a story about gambles, and that's portrayed with Bobby Riggs, Steve Carell's character, who is a gambling addict. But this was an actual game that took place back in the 70s between Billie Jean King, who at the time was one of the #1 contending female tennis champions, and Bobby Riggs, who is a retired champion, multiple-time tennis champion, and he's coming out of retirement to play this match against her. He's trying to sell it as this big men versus women, let's finally settle this, who's better, man or woman at this game. Now, Billie Jean King, she's always been an advocate for equal rights, and she is trying at the early parts of this film to establish that women are not better than men, that they can be on the same level and deserve to be. Early on, she breaks away from the National Tennis Organization. She and a bunch of her female tennis companions, they start their own league, they go on tour, and so this Battle of the Sexes game between these two is a real gamble. It's a risk, because if she loses, then she ends up undermining everything that she's trying to build with this women's league. And it's extra risky because Battle of the Sexes, prelude to that, was a fight between Bobby Riggs, where he handily beat the tush off the #1 contending female tennis champion at the time. A lot could go wrong. And then you have the fact that Billie Jean is coming into her sexual orientation for the first time. She has a budding romance with another woman. She's married to a very loyal, a very kind guy named Larry, not the Larry King, just a Larry King. So she's risking her marriage, but she's also risking the greater image of the organization she's trying to build, because coming out as gay back in the 70s, as a public figure especially, that's dangerous. And they point that out in the movie, that being with this girl, she's risking everything that she's trying to do. This story is a gamble, and the movie itself is not. The movie is very safe. It's very crowd-pleasing. Billie Jean's girlfriend, she's introduced, and they have a couple nice moments in the first act, and Emma Stone, again, very good in those scenes. But then her girlfriend just disappears almost the entire second act, doesn't reappear until the end. They don't really explore that relationship a whole lot. And then Bobby Riggs' wife leaves him because he can't stop gambling. That, to me, seems like a problem, and something that's not feel good. But they don't play it that way in the movie. They have this nice scene where they kind of just talk it out, and she's all smiles, and he's smiling, and she says, "I can't be with you anymore." He says, "Okay," and then he just walks away. At the end titles, because at the end of these true stories, you always have the titles, it comes up and it says, "Oh, they ended up staying together the rest of their life. It was okay." And that's not okay. That's the type of attitude that Battle of the Sexes takes towards its otherwise controversial and very risky story and characters. The entire story is building up to this game, and when it hits that, you can tell that they're body doubles, and it doesn't feel earned. You don't feel in the game with them. These two, they train, they're very different ways, very different personalities, but the final game just doesn't even feel worth it, because you're not in there with these people. You don't really see the struggle they're going through during this game. You see the impact it has on them emotionally and psychologically after the game, but during the game, which goes on for about 20 minutes, it's just two body doubles just hitting a ball back and forth. Pretty boring, pretty underwhelming. Battle of the Sexes, two great performances, not a great movie. I'm gonna give it a B-. Alright guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe for me. I have plenty more content on my channel. I do movie reviews just like this one. I also do Blu-ray unboxings. I also crack it open a comic book every once in a while. Take a look at one of those. And the link to my Movie Minutes blog and Movie Minutes social media is in the description below. Check those out if you're interested. And again guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.